Can you even imagine it? I woke up this morning to find my entire organic garden, 5 years of sweat and soul, gone flattened to dirt. In its place, a barren patch, tire tracks everywhere, and standing on it, none other than HOA President Karen, smirking like she'd just won a crown. What she didn't know was that I'm a civil lawyer, and that garden was the perfect legal trap to bury her. She thought she could bulldoze my life and walk away. She had no clue I'd turn her own game against her, sue her into ruin, and end up owning her house. This journey starts with a wrecked garden, twists through a courtroom sting, and lands with me holding her deed. Stick around, because Karen's about to lose it all. Picture a woman strutting like she owns Willow Creek, thinking her clipboard could break me. She didn't know I'd spring a trap, expose her lies, and claim her castle as my own. This isn't just about a garden. It's a fight for justice. A plan that hits like a gavel, and you'll be cheering when Karen's throne gets foreclosed. Let's roll you into Willow Creek, a quiet Illinois suburb where lawns buzz with crickets, kids chase fireflies, and porches sag under lemonade pitchers. I'm a civil lawyer, 40, more at home drafting briefs than shaking hands at galas. My grandpa was a farmer, hands rough as bark, grin wide as the horizon, voice warm as summer dirt. He taught me to plant seeds, tend soil, and grow something real. 5 years ago, I built an organic garden behind my house, tomatoes bursting, kale curling, zucchini thick as my arm. It wasn't just crops. It was where I'd kneel after a long case, scout my mutt digging nearby, where I'd feel Grandpa's nod after he passed 4 years back. Every sprout was his lesson, every harvest my pride, a living piece of him I'd guard with my life. Willow Creek wasn't all roots. New money flooded in, McMansions sprouting like weeds. Enter Karen, HOA president, the self-crowned queen of Willow Creek Estates, ruling with a clipboard sharper than her perm. She didn't manage. She terrorized, her bylaws a noose on joy. Wrong mailbox shade? $300 fine. Too bright tulips? Warning letter. Clara, my neighbor, got a $400 hit for a gaudy bird bath. It had a turtle, so what? Karen's patrols were clockwork, her SUV prowling at dawn, clipboard snapping like a judge's gavel, sniffing out life like a hawk. Willow Creek Estates wasn't a neighborhood. It was her empire. Neon finds her sword, her smirk a fortress nobody dared breach. My garden was her obsession. Tucked behind my house, zone free, it bloomed legal. No HOA rule touched it. I kept low, lawyering by day, tending crops nights, escauchasing worms, no fuss. Folks knew me as the garden guy, not a suit. I liked kneeling in dirt, Grandpa's voice in the breeze. Claire dropped cookies, griping Karen's fines. Her mailbox took a $350 hit for chipped green. Jamal, local carpenter, cursed a $450 smoke fine. His grill was legend. Rosa, whose roses sang poetry, paid $500 for excessive blooms. Blooms? I'd chuckle, thinking my permits outranked Karen's pen. I'd won cases tougher than her. A clipboard was a toy. But Karen's eyes locked on my garden. She called it a mess once, her sneer cutting deeper than a spade. Mess? It was Grandpa's heart, my sanctuary, and I defend it with every trick in my book. Karen's war kicked off with a thud, a neon notice taped to my back gate, her HOA seal glaring like a summons. She didn't knock. She invaded, standing in my yard like she owned my shovel. Your garden, she said, flipping her clipboard with a nail sharp as her smirk, is a blight. It breaks our aesthetic code. Aesthetic? My plot was zone-free, permits clean since I broke ground. I leaned on my rake, sipping coffee, and slid my paperwork over, city-stamped, ironclad. Not your turf, Karen, I said, voice smooth as a courtroom oath. It's my land. Her lips twitched, eyes glinting like a fox sniffing a henhouse. Land doesn't run Willow Creek, she purred, venom cloaked in honey. Standards do, and standards have teeth. Teeth? That wasn't a chat. It was a declaration. I tossed the notice, Scout's growl matching my gut, figuring she'd back off. No dice. By month's end, notices piled, printed, official absurd. Unruly growth, $600 fine. Visual nuisance, $500. Soil odor, $700. Odor? My kale smelled of life, not rot. I filed them, lawyer's instincts humming. Stack proof, don't swing. But Karen wasn't tossing darts. She was loading a wrecking ball. She crashed my Saturday wedding, Scout's ears flat, her SUV parked like a tank. Clara hoed nearby. Jamal trimmed hedges. Rosa watered tulips. Karen ignored them, zeroing on me, clipboard tapping like a war drum. That garden's tanking our values, she said, voice dripping scorn. Clear it, or we act. Act? My land wasn't her lot. I wiped my brow, cool as a deposition. Permits are clean, Karen. You've got no shot. Her grin turned arctic. She wasn't asking. She was ordering. Clara whispered she's poison. Jamal nodded. Find my grill. $500 for smoke. Smoke? Karen's eyes dared me to swing. Then it hit. A Saturday, dawn breaking, bulldozers roaring. I bolted out. My garden, 5 years of soul, was dirt. Tomatoes crushed, kale shredded, tracks everywhere. Karen stood, hard hat on, waving a crumpled HOA mandate. Photocopied, no signatures, pure fiction. Your mess hurt our curb appeal, she smirked. I fixed it. Fixed? She'd wrecked my heart, thinking I'd fold. Fold? I'm a lawyer. My fight was just starting, and her teeth were about to snap. Karen's bulldozers didn't just flatten my garden. They lit a fuse, her smugness no longer a jab, but a full-on assault, crushing Grandpa's legacy like it was weeds. The notices weren't piling. They were choking, each one a bolder lie. Illegal agriculture, $1,200 fine. Illegal? My permits were gold, city stamp. Odor nuisance, $1,000. My soil smelled of life, not filth. Then came property devaluation, $1,500, claiming my kale tanked home prices. Kale? Neighbors bought my tomatoes, not her lies. I locked them in my safe. Lawyer's instinct screaming, build the case, don't crack. But Karen wasn't playing. She was destroying, and my garden was her prey. I sniffed a scam. Courtrooms taught me to spot crooks. I checked my plot. Fences intact, permits clean. But signs grew. Clara caught Ted, Karen's goon, snapping pics of my gate. Said it's for a report. She hissed, but he had binoculars. Binoculars? Jamal saw Barb with a surveyor, Karen's enforcer, packing a radio. Enforcer? More like a thug. I dusted my gate, smudged prints, enough to flag. Rosa tipped me. Karen's at the diner, bragging. Garden's gone, park's next. Park? This wasn't a fine. It was a land grab. That Saturday, I stood in the dirt. Bulldozers gone, my garden a grave. Tire tracks mocking 5 years of care. Karen's mandate was trash. No seal, no power. I didn't yell. I printed a civil suit, $78,000 for destruction, trespass, emotional harm. I called Emma, my property law buddy, sharp as a blade. She pulled HOA records, Karen's signatures, no council vote, pure fraud. I synced cameras. Karen that morning, gloating, fix your mess. Gloating? My footage was dynamite. I filed the suit, 48 hours. Court summons issued, Karen's name in bold. Emma dug deeper, Karen's ex-post. Willow Creek shines. Shines? She'd crushed Grandpa's heart. I lined up photos, tomatoes smashed, kale buried. My hands shaking as I clicked. The HOA chat buzzed. Karen crowed. Garden's history, progress rules. Progress? She was blind. My garden was a trap, and her bulldozer sprang it. I was a lawyer. This wasn't a fight. It was a verdict, and Karen's neck was on the block. Willow Creek woke to whispers. Neighbors gawked, dirt settling. My gardens ruined the town's hot talk. I stood in the rubble, ties swapped for flannel, but my lawyer's blood burned like fire. Faces turned. Clara's eyes popped. You're that lawyer? Jamal grinned. Knew you would steal. Karen's HOA cronies, parked nearby, froze. Ted's coffee hit the dirt. Barb's yapper choked mid-bark. Karen lounged by her gate, sunglasses low, her smirk fading. She hadn't known. Hadn't dreamed the guy she'd crushed was a courtroom shark. I sifted dirt. Tomato vines snapped. Kale crushed. 5 years gone. That suit? A guillotine, $78,000. Destruction, fraud, pain. Karen's name in ink. But a deeper cut landed. Emma's dig found Karen's plan, a community park behind her house, needing my land for a path. My garden blocked it, so she bulldozed, aiming to fake a council vote to grab my plot. Land grab? My gut roared. Lawyers don't flinch, we strike. I dove into records. City Hall was my sandbox. HOA filings showed Karen's forgeries, my land. 10 others, claimed as hers, no signatures. Fraud, bold as her perm. I pulled deeds. My plot, free since 1920, untouchable. Emma found a gem, a 1925 heritage clause. Gardens protected, a felony to break. Karen's dozers smashed it, ripe for cuffs. I kept quiet, letting her strut. Her ex-post bragged. Willow Creek's clean. Clean? She'd shatter my heart. Then I moved. Checker title. Karen's house. Mortgage to the hilt. Bank breathing down her neck. Opportunity knocked. I called my auction pal, Lee, to watch her deed. Garden's gone. Park's greenlit. Greenlit? My suit was filed. Cameras loaded. Karen's clip. Her gloat. My trapdoor. She thought she'd won. Her perma thrown. I was a lawyer. This wasn't a fight. It was a foreclosure, and her house was my next brief. Karen's town hall was her kingdom. Willow Creek's civic center bursting. 700 neighbors packed in, air crackling like a live wire. She stood at a podium, perma fortress, grinning like she'd already framed her victory. "We're building progress," she crowed, my garden's dirt on screen. A community park sketched over it. All fake lawns and lies. This mess is gone onward. Mess. She'd crushed 5 years of my soul. Neighbors stirred. Clara's fists balled. Rose's eyes burned. Jamal leaned forward, jaw tight. Karen's smirk was steel. She thought she'd owned the room. She spun lies. My garden was unlawful, a weed patch tanking values. Half nodded, conned, half seethed, smelling blood. Ted tossed HOA future flyers. Floors ate them like trash. Karen glowed. "We've purified Willow Creek." Purified? My move. I rose, suit sharp, binder heavy, voice low as a judge's gavel. "Karen, got a verdict to share." She grinned, waving me up, expecting flattery. Rosa hissed, "Bury her." I plugged my drive, screen blazing, dawn, bulldozers ripping tomatoes. Karen waving them on, hard hat gleaming. "Clear that junk," she barked, dirt swallowing my kale. The hall roared, Jamal bellowed, "Thief!" Karen's face drained, "It's fake." I clicked, 1925 heritage clause. Gardens, untouchable. Clara's clip, Karen at the diner. Gardens dust, parks hours. Ted's text to Barb, "Dirt done, pay up." Neighbors surged, Clara screamed, "Liar." Rosa's stream hit 400,000 views. Phones flashing like a storm. I faced Karen, binder raised. "I'm a civil lawyer. You bulldozed a protected garden. Felony destruction, fraud, trespass." I tossed Emma's report, forgeries. HOA land grabs, $78,000 damages. Case 2025, WC 56, you're done. She choked, misunderstanding. The judge cut in enough. Verdict, guilty, $78,000. Emotional harm included. Karen crumpled, gasping. "I can't pay." Her lawyer whispered, "Bank debt choking her house." The hall erupted, cheers, tears, Jamal's fist high, Clara hugging Rosa, Dad's nod like iron. Linda yelled, "HOA's over. Vote." Unanimous, bylaws burned. Karen's throne was dust, my suit the gavel. Rosa's clip hit 1 million views, neighbors chanting, "Justice." I stood still, Grandpa's garden alive in their roar. Willow Creek wasn't hers. It was ours. Truth the sharpest cut. Karen's verdict didn't just clip her wings. It sank her empire. Willow Creek roared. Neighbors flooded the street, hugging, laughing. Clara tossing beers like parade candy. Deputies serve her papers. Ted smirk on. Karen sobbing. "It's a frame." Frame? Her bulldozers told the truth. Cops piled on. Destruction, fraud, trespass. Charges stacking like briefs. My suit cracked her HOA filings. Forgeries claiming 15 freeholds. Ours included, inked with her lies. Karen's lackey flipped, naming 6 scams. Gardens, sheds, all raised. All sold to her sister-in-law's Creek Ventures. Clara's shed, hidden 21, wasn't termites. Ted's prints on a wrench. Rosa's roses, fine last spring, same game. 20 neighbors spoke. X lit up. Hashtag Creek Justice spiking to 1.8 million posts. Tales from Texas to Maine. The bank seized her house. $200,000 debt. No bailout. Karen's SUV hit the auction. Ted's boat sank next. She faced 10 years. Her plea dead when Barb spilled. $60,000 in inspector bribes. Karen's name on each. Willow Creek didn't gawk. CNN ran lawyers' revenge, but we grilled. Danced, moved on. The HOA crumbled. Board quit. Bylaws torched. Neighbors raided the office, unearthing $2 million in fines. Karen's piggy bank for cruises, funded by Clara's birdbath. Rosa's tulips. Linda led a vote. New council. No fines, just trust. Karen's park? Sunk. My garden's dirt sacred. Clara clapped my shoulder. Your grandpa'd be proud. Proud? I felt him, urging me to plan on. Willow Creek didn't just heal, it bloomed. I rebuilt the garden. Tomatoes bursting, kale curling, $78,000 from Karen's fine and city grants. Vault blueprints guiding every seed. Neighbors pitched in. Clara's seedlings, Rosa's mulch, Jamal's trellis, Hank's grit. It wasn't a garden. It was us unbowed. A burned plank hung by the gate. Never forget who you're dealing with. Scout napped in the shade. Grandpa's spirit in every sprout. Karen's house sold. I bid, won, her deed mine. mine. She slunk out. No ex-post, no wave, just dust. Her old yard, my urban farm, a sign blazing. Regrowth zone, justice planted here. Clara's shed stood, roses sang. Jamal's kids raced where Karen's shadow fell. Willow Creek was ours, free loud. I toasted Grandpa at dusk. Scout's tail thumping. His garden lived, fiercer than lies. Justice isn't loud. It's a suit, a town that fights. Got an HOA nightmare? A Karen who swung too hard? Drop a comment. Your wildest clash. Where you watching? I read every one, craving your grit. Did this saga fire you up? Smash that like. It's planting truth in dirt. Share with your crew, neighbors, even the guy with the loud mower. New here? Subscribe, hit the bell. We're growing more wins, laughs, and grit, and I want you in the field. Thanks for digging with me in Willow Creek. Keep planting, battling, crushing nonsense. Catch you next. Stay tough, stay true.